case of the mixed-up merger. The case of the mixed-up merger. Sweet Chocolate Company has just acquired Peanutty Butter Inc. to expand its customer base and extend its product portfolio. Now known as Nutty Chocolate, the new company is in the midst of merging the two workforces and has some tough decisions to make. David Planner, the Director of Mergers and Acquisition, is leading the workforce transformation project. He sets up a large whiteboard with a breakdown of Nutty Chocolate's talent and structure. Each important role is represented with a sticky note and some basic information. He invites several key stakeholders to rearrange and remove talent to build the ideal scenario. After much thought and consideration, David and the stakeholders finalize their scenario, and he is given the green light for what looks like a good plan. Shortly thereafter, the problems start. Despite their best efforts, oversights have been made. A variety of roles are double-staffed while others are left vacant. Although they secured 2 senior chemists, their area of expertise was overlooked. Nutty Chocolate now has 2 allergy specialists. But unfortunately, let a critical player go, the flavor specialist. On the leadership front, there is a misalignment between managers and their teams. Kate's plan for opening high-end retail chocolate shops aren't working out because her team consists of peanut butter market experts. Across the company, there is an imbalance of headcount levels. Some departments are over budget and overstaffed, while others are dangerously lacking the manpower necessary for success. Chaos ensues enterprise-wide, resulting in confusion of roles, employee disengagement, and lost productivity. David thought he had all the information he needed to effectively merge the two workforces, but realizes now that he didn't. Let's try that again, this time with SAP Talent Visualization by Nikisa. Using the org modeling capabilities, David begins the workforce transformation process. To start, he generates a new comprehensive organizational chart by importing data from each company's ERP system. To give the appropriate attention to all areas of the organization, David delegates different branches of the global org chart to the relevant managers. Through secure online access to their areas of responsibility, managers can create their own scenarios. With visibility into detailed employee profiles and critical metrics, they can easily drag and drop individuals and immediately see the impact of their decisions on budgets, salaries, and headcounts. David ensures global alignment through visual online collaboration with each scenario builder and their model. He gathers all scenarios from the department managers and merges them into a fresh global picture. Aha! They can all clearly see the right scenario to optimize workforce performance, minimize disruption, and ensure lasting business success. David publishes the new org chart on Nutty Chocolate's portal, giving all employees an easy-to-understand, consolidated view of their new organization. By using the org modeler capabilities of SAP Talent Visualization by Nikisa, duplicate roles and responsibilities have been avoided. Managers and team members are fully aligned, and departments are properly staffed and on budget. David was able to visualize what matters most, to accelerate the merger process, reduce the risk and uncertainty associated with critical decisions, and build a better, stronger workforce.
Hey, look, sorry, I know you were just about to watch another YouTube video.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to class. This is Mr. Banito here. This class has been so wonderful today with all the network issues and the likes, but I think we are better off now. So please, if you can hear me clearly, just do me a favor. Just let me type 11 in the chat room. If you can hear me clearly, loud and clear, without any break. I mean, there is no break at all. If there is break, please let me know. If you can hear me loud and clear, just type 11. If you can hear me, if you're not hearing me too clearly, you can just put 11 and just 1. If you can hear me clearly, just 1 is enough. All right, thank you so much. So if this response is what we are getting, that means we are better off right now. Thank you so much, and thank you for understanding with us the need to harmonize the network. So without taking any time, we'll just go straight to the presentations. So we have group 6, group 7, group 8, 9, and 10 for their presentations. So if we have group 6 ready, group 6 is Prince Kagong. So Prince, are you in the house and are you ready? All right, Prince, I'm going to make you a co-host, and then you can go ahead and make your presentation. So Prince, the floor is open for you. You can unmute yourself and go ahead. Prince, are you there?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome.
Yes, I'm there. I can hear you.
All right.
Good afternoon, Bani Toro.
Thank you.
But the only problem I have is how to bring in my slide. It's on, because I'm using phone. My system is down completely.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes.
Can you request for help from the chat room? I'm sure somebody will be willing to help. Just request for help from the chat room. I'm sure somebody will be willing to help, because I'm sure there are people that have had the challenges also. All right. While you're taking care of that, let's get to group 7. Mr. Pat, are you ready? Mr. Patrick? Mr. Patrick? Oh, Mr. Patrick, can you hear me at all?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you ready for your presentation, sir? For your group
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. Are you ready for your group presentation? Okay. I'm seeing.
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you're ready, just kindly go ahead, please.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, is my screen on now?
It's trying to come up. It has not fully come up.
Hello, sir.
Your screen is trying to come up. It has not
Hello,
fully
good
come
afternoon.
up. Your screen is trying to come up. It has not fully come up. Mr. Pat, is your network disturbing? Okay, I think maybe you may have to deal with that network. All right, Mahensha, is your presentation ready? Mahensha, are you there? Group 8. Theophilus Kabiri. Whose person is making the noise in the background now? The noise is too much. Mr. Joseph Oluwaseyi David, the noise in your background is too much. Mr. Patrick, we are still waiting for you. Should we call another? Okay, I think we'll just call another. When you're ready, you can come. All right, Mahensha, please, you can come on board. Mahensha, please, you can come on board. Mahensha, can you hear me? Mahensha, can you hear me? Mahensha, are you there?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, are you ready now?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Hope my slide is on now.
Yes, we can see it. Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick. I'm representing Group 7 Compensation Management. Members of my group are Okpoko Jeve Monica, Akale Abbas Dan Ladi, Tak David, and Eliza David. Our case study is on Riverend Global Nigeria Limited. It's a pharmaceutical company. Introduction. A study by the CEBs revealed that an organization without the right compensation management system encounters an increase in employment disengagement and turnover by 15 to 50%. Compensation is the human resource management activity that deals with every type of rewards that an individual receives for performing an organizational task. It is basically an exchange relationship. Employees exchange their labor for financial and non-financial rewards. Financial compensation is both direct and indirect. Definition. Compensation management is designing and implementing total compensation package with a systematic approach to providing value to employees in exchange for work performance. Compensation is a systematic approach to providing monetary values to employees in exchange for work performed. So we look at the component of compensation management. The components are wages and salaries, incentive, fringe benefits, prerequisites, non-monetary benefits. These are grouped into three, and we'll look at them individually. Direct financial compensation consists of the pay employee receive in the form of wages, salaries, bonuses, and commission. While the indirect financial compensation, also called benefits, consists of all financial rewards that are not included in the direct financial compensation, such as vacations, health insurance, travel allowance, and all of that. Then we have the non-financial rewards. Non-financial rewards include praise, self-esteem, and recognition. All of these strategies in compensation management are used to motivate and keep employee at optimal performance for the overall growth achievement of the goals of the organization. Objective of compensation management. There are 4 basic objectives of compensation. 1, focusing your employees' efforts. Then attracting quality employees. No, we had the earlier presentation we had, there were those who present on a recruitment process. You know, the investment in recruitment is huge. And so the organization needs to have a good compensation plan to keep the employee and also to keep attracting high performer talents, attracting quality employees, retaining top performers, motivating your employees. These objectives can be referred to with the acronym FAM: focus, attract, retain, and motivate. The importance of compensation management. Why compensation management at Riven Global Limited? Compensation is a vital part of human resource management, which helps in encouraging the employees and improving organizational effectiveness. Compensation package with good pay and advantage can help attract and retain the best employees or talents. In order to motivate employees and boost their morale to achieve desired performance level and goals, compensation plays a key role. In order to achieve more, and because of incentives and compensation, employees raise their performance level. How to set up compensation plan? One of the ways to set up is to define the job. Define the job's purpose, the essential duties and responsibilities required skills and knowledge, experience, and educational level. This will help you to have a good compensation plan for individuals and departments within the organization. Then we can also set up through the use of price the job. You know, you need the job that individual employee perform. You price it. What does it worth? You know, in the market. You know, what can be done to keep such persons in the job or to change their morals towards the performance of the organizational goals. Determine the job's values to your organization. Review where a job fits within the grades or range. You know that some companies, some organizations has salary range for different levels and different departments. Consider organizational factors, including budget. It's very key. Whatever you do in your compensation plan must consider the budget, the availability of the resources, so that you will not run into problem.
Hello, sir, are you still there?
The strategy. Hello?
Yes, your network is breaking intermittently.
Okay. I hope it's better now.
Yes, it's okay. Just go ahead.
Okay, the 7 keys to an effective compensation strategy. Budget allocation. The strategy should include the organization's approach to allocating compensation naira into salaries and benefits. So we're talking about Nigerian economy now. Develop a salary range. Then carry out a salary audit. Have a benefit package. Then performance management system must be in place for you to be able to actually compensate those who are performing on merit. Then also the legal compliance. We have industry regulations, government regulations, and all of that. The HR department on compensation management should be able to manage this so that industrial disputes will not arise. Then we have a structured administration to manage these compensations. Factors affecting compensation management. We have external and internal determinants. We have such like unions influence, economic conditions, the total well-being of the society affects compensation plan. Pressure from unions, organizational unions and all of that also affects compensation. Underlying pay philosophy of a particular organization also affects, which is internal now, also affects compensation management. Offering competitive pays, cross-sector mobility, companies offering the same services or products, it's easier to move from company A, let's say from Globalcom to Airtel. There's a rival between these two companies where they always attract their top performers. Glo now go to Airtel and attract their top performer to migrate to Glo. Also, likewise, Airtel carried out such things. So you need to keep all of this in mind when you have planning your compensation management. Then generation differences in expectations also affects compensation management. Multinational business operation or globalization also affects compensation management. Principles of compensation management. One, it should be non-discriminatory. Organization must pay their employee without any discrimination on the ground of race, religion, gender, nationality, and ethnicity. Principles of compensation management. Also, another principle is legal compliance. Organization must pay as per the relevant laws of pay attention, or pay their pay must be in as per the relevant laws of the lands, like the Nigeria industrial law. The HR must be conversant with it. The countries for where you operate and the setup of which you operate, all these things needs to be considered. In conclusion, our goals in this compensation program are to make salary decisions based upon appropriate qualifications, contributions from the individual, performance from the individual, and equity and budget considerations. Encourage and reward excellent performer with merits. Increases whenever possible. Then we have to provide salary increase when appropriate within available funding. To motivate employees by demonstrating the link between performance and pay. Through a well-organized compensation plan, employers achieve higher productivity and overall growth of the company. Thank you. We have to work within the scope of this.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. That's good and great. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. All right, so group 6, Miss Prince Kagon Uton, please, if you're ready, you can go ahead and share your screen. Just superimpose your screen and then go ahead and, yeah. Prince Ukong, are you ready? Kindly unmute. Let's hear from you. Let's know whether you're ready or not. Prince Ukong. Abukagon, rather. Okay, group 8, are you ready? Group 8, are you ready? Group 8, if you're ready, let's know. Mr. Theophilus. Mr. Theophilus, is your group ready? Please, you are now a co-host, so you can kindly...
Yes, we are ready. We are ready. Group 8 is ready. Group 8 is ready, please.
All right, please go ahead and make your presentation. Are you the presenter?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You're welcome, sir. Please, you are a co-host. Kindly go ahead, share your screen, and let's receive from you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Let me share my screen. On our assignment is on organizational functionality, and so it's a case study, and the members of this group are myself, Theophilus Kagari, Orelaja. I'm trying to share my screen, please, just a minute. Mr. Lawrence Orelaja and Kingsley Akpan and Samuel Imujemu, Akbodiemu. We've not seen those people actually, but so I'm presenting for the group. I'm trying to get my screens. So just a minute. So corporate organizational functionality, we are actually talking about organizational structure, right? Organizational structure is, I'm trying to get my screen up. Organizational structure, we're talking about the lines of reporting authority within an organization. So it's the hierarchical arrangement of authority, who reports to who, you know, which is, we know, is represented by the organogram pictorially in an organization. So an organization is, I'm sorry, while I'm having a issue getting to my slides. So I just want to keep it up. Now, organization is a group of individuals with an objective to accomplish with specific goals. And for that to happen, we need to know who is the boss, who is the next to the list. There has to be clear lines, clear reporting lines. That's what the organizational structure does. So it's not something that can be done away with. If we talk of the organizational culture as like the software that is invisible but is always there and always impacting on results, we can talk of the organizational structure as some kind of complement to that. It's not something you can escape. So we have the divisional structure, market-based structure, matrix structures, hybrid structure, matrix structure, and all that. Now, for our case study, now please just bear with me. I don't know, try to locate the source of my slides. They're well prepared and all that, but just bear with me. So, like I was saying, so this case study has to do with the rationale for organizational functionality. And the case study that we have is we have Google Corporation, Google LLC, as our case study. Google is unique. We know Google as, we know the organizational culture of Google as very unique. It stands out due to the organizational structure of Google. We know most business structures derive from, or arrangements and theories derive from the military, you know. So the lines of authority actually repeat, the military lines of authority are clearly delineated. We know who is the general, who is the command structure, is repeated in the organizational structure traditionally. Now with these modern times, things are very flux and things are changing. And Google is one of those organizations that is actually up to date in a number of ways, including the organizational culture, but also in the organizational structure. Google has a structure that is far from conventional. It is characterized by its cross-functional nature, its matrix, it is team-based, it is matrix. So it's not your hierarchical top-to-bottom organization structure. And we know Google today is one of the most, this partly explains its dynamism and its profitability, its competitiveness, you know, within a very few years. Along with its organizational structure, culture, the structure is a big part of that, of its success story. So now, this structure, you have to pardon me, my inability to share this I have to concentrate on actually presenting. I'm not actually reading from the slides now, can't even locate them. I'm looking at different folders. Okay, so it is such that given its flat nature, the man at the front gate, the least person in the organization, the least cadre can actually get to the top. There is free flow of information, you know, and teams, employees are organized into teams. They are organized as to products. They are organized as to divisions. So it's very, very innovative. Now, one of the things it does, it enables this kind of structure, it enables knowledge sharing, it enables information sharing, which means, for example, that the incidence of the negative impact of the grapevine communication is short-circuited to a great degree. So red tapeism is minimized to a great degree. So you don't have a situation where somebody at the front gate, for example, or at the lowest level is saying that if only I can have 5 minutes with the sales director, 5 minutes with the MD. So the open door policy that we often talk about, you know, mostly we pay lip service to, is actually formalized in this structure. So there is free flow of information, free flow of knowledge, which makes for corporate effectiveness, corporate responsiveness, corporate flexibility. And we know that in this day and age, hello, can anybody hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, good. So now we know in this information age, in the global village that we live in, changes, markets are highly dynamic. Organizations operate in very flux, highly changing, things are changing per minute. A policy change in Washington, in even a third world country, can have global reach. So companies need to respond swiftly to changes, to changing markets, to changing opportunities. Now, with a corporate structure that is flexible, that is not rigid like Google's, you know, the company is able to adapt fast. We have the story of, for example, BlackBerry. Its inability to respond and to change quickly led to its near irrelevance today. Though, of course, it's very profitable, still existing, but in the popular sphere, you know, it's really not there. Google has taken, you know, the space. every one of us now in this class, for example, all of us have an Android device. You know, there's no way we can avoid a Google product. It's there. You know, we had Yahoo, which was the first main popular one, but once Google came, and the structure along with the culture partly explains its success and its global reach and impact. I think that about says it all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kagwe. So you have indirectly made a presentation without slide. Congratulations to you and your group. Have you found the folder?
I will send it. I will send it.
Have you found the folder? Mr. Kagwe, have you found the folder? We can hear you. All right. Hello, can someone hear me there?
Hello.
All right. I said you have indirectly presented without slide. Have you found the folder?
I can't find the particular folder. My slides are ready, but to share it, I have to go locate the folder where it
that means you people
is. I can't get it. You know, so I have to just. But I will send it.
That means you people were not ready for the slide, but you were ready with your mind. All right, thank you so much. It's okay. We have heard you. Okay, so group that was group 8. So we just have 2 groups remaining, or perhaps 3 groups remaining. We want to stop this class by 4:45. We want to stop this class by 4:45. So group 6, 9, and 10. Please, let's be very conscious with time. We are going to reduce the time to 7 minutes, please, so that we can round up by 4:45 on the dot. Okay, so group 6. Group 10 is not here. Group 10 is not here. Well done, group 10. Okay, let's have group 9 present.
Group 6.
Is group 6 ready?
Yes, it's ready. I asked you if I can present without the slides.
All right, just go ahead. So you're stopping by 4:28.
4:28. Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, you can go ahead, sir.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Benito.
Good afternoon, sir.
My group, good afternoon. Group 6 is to speak on the behind using a case study. Hello? Benito, am I with you?
Your network is breaking, sir.
Am I hearing now?
All right, just go ahead, sir.
Okay. We are to speak using a case study to speak on the relevance of succession planning. Introduction. What is succession planning? It's a process of identifying and developing new leaders who can replace old leaders when they leave, retire, or die. Succession planning increases the availability of experienced and capable hands that are prepared to assume these roles as they become available. Taking it a narrow way, we'll call it replacement planning for key roles in the heart of succession planning. In various areas, like in the dictatorship sector, where people are autocratic, succession planning is aimed for continuity of leadership, preventing a chaotic power struggle situation, and where they don't want a vacuum to be. In business, succession planning entails developing internal people with the potential to fill key business leadership position in the company. And for us, we decide to pick in the monarchy, the traditional way, where succession in the traditional setup, the monarchies, succession is usually settled by order of succession. Effective succession or talent pool management concerns itself with building a series of feeders group up and down the entire leadership pipeline and progression. So fundamentals to the succession management process is an underlying philosophy that argues that top talent in the corporation must be managed for greater good of the enterprise. A succession plan program comprised of skill, ability, and goals of each employee, comparing them to the needs of the current and future role, and tracking employee progress toward being ready to fill this position and the organization goal. But our case study will narrow it down to the monarchs. Here, once a prince is of age, he will be pronounced a crown prince, where he will always be in meeting, presided over by the king with other chiefs in council. He becomes the interface between the king and kingdom stroke external. And automatically act if the king is incapacitated. He is the king in making. The period the prince sits in meetings with the king and chief in council succession planning. And everything that happens within the period until he becomes a king is what is called development retention plan. Why is succession plan so important? It is important because it is a talent management process. It provides a way to identify key roles, people with the right skill and position that may need to fill in a short space of time. It also provides a way to cut the cost of recruitment, enabling organizations to manage recruitment in-house. Effective succession plan is an insurance policy for stability. A good succession plan means there will always be talent and properly trained hand who can take over before operations fall into disarray. Often the succession planning process is a way down the company list of its priority. The first step in succession plan is to identify current and future key position or group in organization. At this stage, identify key position thoughtfully should be the thinking about the candidate. Thought from being a crown prince to heir apparent and finally to a king. Thank you very much. Hello?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. The way you're talking is like you're very much informed about how monarch kind of leadership goes by.
Yes, I think I am, and even in the sole proprietorship business.
Okay, so are you a crown prince?
I am not, but I'm within the royal family.
Okay, as well. Well done, sir. That was a nice presentation. Thank you for using something we can relate with. That's awesome. All right.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you very much. The only thing I ask is if I can be sent an email to send the slide.
Yeah, just send the slide to us. We'll just send our email. There. Yes, so you can just send us the slide. Yeah. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Group next. Group 9. Group 10. We've not seen anyone. No. Ishmael, Abbas, Akali, or something like that. Olufayo, Abbas. Okay. So group 9. Mehesho. I trust you people should be ready. All right, Mehesho, please, you can go ahead and take over the floor. Mehesho, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, everybody.
All right, good afternoon and welcome.
Okay, I'm presenting group 9, and with me is Dare Naji and Catherine Ude Chuku. Our topic is using a relevant case, make a presentation on the rationale for the strategic roles of HR professionals. What we did was to give a brief on what strategic HR is all about, as well as talk about the strategic roles HR professionals play, then go ahead into our case study. Okay, now what is strategic HR? Having gone through different definitions, I came up with this particular definition. Strategic HR simply has to do with the deliberate approaches a HR personnel deploys in the execution or implementation of organizational goals within the context of its external and internal environment or influences, while considering the sustainability of these approaches, having in mind that it's futuristic, not just for the noun, with a view of improving the organization's general performance. Now, if you look at the screen, there are some words in italics and also underlined, meaning that strategic HR is not complete if it's not deliberate, if it's not within the context, if it's not sustainable, and if it's not geared towards improving organizations' general performance. The idea of strategic HR implies that HR policies are aligned in linear fashion with and driven by a formal business strategy, and the HR strategy in turn translates the people aspects of that business strategy into a plan for action on the people's aspects of the business, as well as drives the HR activity designed to support that process. Now, what do HR professionals play today? What strategic role do they play today? We put together a few points to buttress this. Balancing the plan implementation. HR professionals are charged with the responsibility of balancing strategic thinking and initiatives with the operational focus necessary to support business leaders and deliver HR services. Now, at the strategic level, what professionals need to understand and address key people issues includes labor shortages. Instead of just going for the big plan, they have to also take into consideration that the business evolves in a shifting context, and then the HR needs to support leaders in addressing new challenges and adjusting strategic people management accordingly. We also looked at balancing longer-term thinking and short-term action. Now, HR professionals develop both long-term and short-term business and people management plans for organizations. However, these long-term and short-term plans need to be flexible in order to cope with rapid and unforeseen changes such as what we are experiencing now in this pandemic era. This point relates to the definitions I had given earlier on. Also, HR professionals need to understand the business, its commercial realities, and how business leaders are thinking. But it also needs to bring an understanding of the external factors. You can't just function in isolation. There are so many things that also determine the approaches you bring on board, especially the labor markets, the legislative environment, the current trends in employment practices, and evidence-based view of people's management. Ultimately, the role of the HR professional is in aligning with working in an organization with what the people need. It's really important to have your people's interests at heart. Now, this brings us to balancing best practice HR with best fit approaches. I know Dr. Benito has been on about best fit. HR professionals work more closely with both managers and staff on process design. They ask questions and seek strategies that will help the organization to be able to adapt to its unique local and business environment. This is far different from just the simplistic approach of using the best practice. HR are now asking the questions, are there models that can help us here? These models we so choose. How can we successfully apply them in our own peculiar settings? Also, we looked at balancing employer, employee, and other stakeholder interests. Now, another way is to clarify the ways in which employees are assets as opposed to costs. This is very important. And to pay attention to how meeting employee needs can also improve productivity, innovation, and business success. This brings to mind the RBV, resource-based view, which ultimately says a company's productivity is should be commensurate with the caliber and quality of staff it has. Now, and how can this be achieved? By improving employee terms and conditions, providing opportunities for training and career progression, getting involved, giving voice to, and providing more supportive management, as well as increasing job performance, improving occupational health, both mental and physical. This brings to mind work-life balance. There had to be a balance. And all this can lead to significant business benefits. Now, in our case study, we had gone through different companies. We decided for Cisco. We're going to look at the prospects, the impacts, and the benefits. And I'll start by giving an insight into what Cisco as a company is all about. Cisco is the largest food services and distribution company in the US. Cisco supplies food products in restaurants, hotels, supermarkets, hospitals, and other companies. It has more than 40,000 employees. That's huge. Cisco received Optimus Award for General HR Excellence from Workforce Magazine, and earlier on, Cisco's operating regions administered their own HR practices. And as a result of this, a market-driven HR approach was developed. In approach, corporate HR identified ways to assist regional operations and then developed programs and services to meet their regional needs. Corporate HR also developed VRCs, known as virtual recruitment centers. Now, instead of the challenges of having people come together because of the COVID, this period, they set up virtual recruitment centers where they could easily identify and relate with applicants. And this provided services to managers and employees. VRC uses HR technology to gather data of HR activities and provide it to the operating manager. Now, using this data, HR developed initiatives to increase safety and thereby reducing compensation claims by 30% and saving $10 million per year.
Two more minutes to go. 2 more minutes to go.
Of night shift warehouse workers, 20% per year. Okay, and then we'll go straight to the strategic roles Cisco employed. They applied their approaches globally. They were able to assess workforce trends and issues. They were able to engage community workforce development planning. They also assisted organizations restructuring and downsizing, as well as planning compensation and strategies. Now, the impact of this on Cisco strategic HR, revising compensation plans for employees, acquisition of various companies, and successfully increasing employee retention rates and increasing safety measures at various operating units. Now, what is this benefit to Cisco strategic HR? It helped the organization to make vital decisions on necessary acquisition and mergers, which in turn helped improve their productivity as well as maximize their resources, hence increasing profitability and reducing employee turnover. Also give employees job satisfaction and then engage them better. In conclusion, having seen all this, we decided that there is need for HR to work on what is important rather than try to attend to everything. You can't do everything as HR. Focus on what works. Leadership and management capability are key enablers of effective people's management. HR has been unwise to consider recruitment as transactional. Don't be a transactional leader. Be a leader such that you can be approached and therefore not worthy of strategic attention. Now, no workplace can be run effectively and proficiently without correctly trained and motivated staff. With the continuous global changes, the world is everly changing. HR is becoming more challenging, thus requiring that HR professionals constantly think outside the box. I'll give credit to IES report, Strategic Human Resources Management in Practice, notes on strategic HRM, which we got from www.uk.com, then also based on my personal experiences. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Group 9. That was awesome. We appreciate that. Every group has done wonderfully well this evening or today, and that has been wonderful. So inevitably, we have learned from each other, and the presentations have helped us to gain mastery of some of the things we've been learning from here. So we want to appreciate every group that made presentation tonight or today, and we are getting closer and we are getting better. All right, so at this juncture, I would like to say once again, thank you to everyone and to every group. And then we can now take the time to prepare for our test this evening. And I think that is all I can say. If you made a payment for manual and you've not received the manual, please let us know. If you've not paid for manual, please note that you will not be allowed to write the test. The test, we believe that you're not actually interested in the certification. So we are much more interested. The exam is much more, the test is much more interested in those that are going for certification. And please, there is nothing wrong in learning. Keep learning till we get better by the end of the day. All right, please, we are going to ask for something really, really important, very, very important to us. We need all the program evaluation. Okay, we need all the program evaluation of all we've been doing from level 1 to level 2. Please, we need you to give us an evaluation on Google. If you can't use Google, you can use Facebook. So we are going to share the link. Just help us with a review, all right? Just tell us how your experience was so that any other person who may be searching for us, if he sees your review or if she sees your review and feels good to go with it, that would be nice. So now we are doing open-ended reviews. We don't just want the one you send to us and at the end of the day we'll find them. No, we want your reviews, and let anyone searching for us see your review, and then let your review guide them whether to proceed or not to proceed. So your review is your review is an honest review of what this has been to you. If the training has not really been beneficial, you can go ahead. If you will recommend the training to anybody, please, you can also go ahead. And I think that will all be all about it for now. Please, the forms, the attendance form has been shared. Please, let's endeavor to take the attendance form once again as we keep compiling till 7 o'clock. All right. So 7 o'clock, we'll meet here again, and then we'll share the links, and that will be all. All right. Someone said they're having a practical by 7:30. Please, your practical at 7:30. I think that is Mr. Patrick. Please, I've not made payment, but when the certificate has my payment will be made by end. All right, if you've not made any payment, you have to make at least 5,000 naira commitment for you to be allowed to have access to the test. We are not asking you to make your full payment, just make payment for your manuals, and then you can go ahead and have the test. Me too, practical 7:30. Okay, all the me too practical. We'll deal with your case. So if you're doing PMP and you're still in this class, so maybe you take your test after the practical. If you're doing PMP and you're doing HRM, maybe you take your test after the practical so that you don't get to be disorganized within the class. Okay. Okay, so please help us, give us your candid review. Our next batch of training is starting by August 8th. We've actually started receiving some messages from people who keep telling us that my friend referred me, my colleague referred me, my father referred me, my sister referred me. Thank you for all the references. We really appreciate. So to help these people get better, there are actually more than 1 million people on the internet searching for where to do the right course. I remember someone who took a HR course with us some time ago, and after taking the course, he was like, he has tried different organizations to get he has tried to get the right certification, and he had severally not gotten the right one. So after taking the course with us, he was so full of assurance that this was the right one. And besides, he went ahead to confirm if IPM was accredited both locally and internationally, and he was able to get not just the confirmation from us, but he was able to get the confirmation from both our local, that's from FME, from Federal Ministry of Education, Nigeria, and also from Society for Human Resource Management, US. So what we are doing here is the best of what can be gotten anywhere. And it's not as though we are bragging. Certifications from here have both national and international value, all right? So if you're looking for opportunities for both international and national value, I think this is where you can get it. And with all we are doing around the COVID-19 offerings, the trainings that are currently going on are far, some of the trainings are over 300% discount. Yes, discounted. All right, some of the trainings are over 300% discounted. So we can still give our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues the privilege to join us by August. So the CRO is going to share the link for training. So in case you have anyone who is interested, please kindly go ahead and refer the person. All right, I think at this juncture, because of time and for other lessons we might have to take a run from here. But please, we are expecting your review on Google. If Google does not work for you, we expect your review on Facebook. Yes, Trustlin, the test is very, 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 very simple. In fact, it's simpler than you expect. Okay, where is the attendance sheet? Okay, I'm going to share the attendance sheet. It's like the CRO is having issues from her end. So this is the attendance sheet. Someone said it's not opening, but I just clicked on it now and it opened. So please, if you're having issue with the attendance sheet, please make sure your browser is okay, and that would be awesome. And please don't forget, we're having our next class by Tuesday morning. We're having our next class by Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. on Tuesday. Mr. Deyemi, thank you so much for asking about Dr. Engineer Rulayo. I think Dr. Engineer Rulayo had actually been having some wonderful time. He buried his father-in-law on Saturday, and his own father died yesterday. So it had been a hard time for him. So he had not really been available. And so we are all praying for them, or praying for his family. He buried his father-in-law on Saturday and lost his own father yesterday. So it had been a terrible time. All right. So, but I'm sure he will be back by August. All right. Thank you so much for asking. We really appreciate that. For now, thank you so much. Is there anyone that has not signed attendance? If you've not signed attendance, please let us know. If you've not signed attendance, please raise your hand. We want to leave. Honorable Patrick, is it that you've not signed attendance? Your hand has been up. If you've not signed attendance, can we see your hand? Your hand, please. Philip, you've not signed attendance. What's the issue? Philip, can we hear from you? And Shedrack? Philip, you say you've not signed attendance. What's the issue, please? Please kindly unmute. Let's hear from you.
The attendance is not opening from here, sir.
That is serious. It's opening from my own end, so I don't really know. Okay, so let the CRO pass it out again. Let the CRO pass it out again. Let's be sure what's happening. Okay, some people have actually signed, so it's possible you may need to refresh and find out what's happening. Okay, should anyone wish to reach Mr. Arolayo to send condolence to him, we'll send his number here also. If you wish to send a condolence message to him and to his family, his number is 070 25 001769. All right, so this is Mr. Arolayo's number, or Dr. Engineer Arolayo perhaps. So please, if you wish to send a condolence to him, you're welcome, and we'll appreciate that. Thank you so much. Mr. Shedrack, test is 7. Yes, test is by 7. Mr. Shedrack, your hand is still up. Please, you can unmute. Let's hear from you. Mr. Shedrack, your hand is still up. What could be the issue? Okay. Is there another person who has not? Please level.
Hello, sir.
Yes, your hand is up. What could be the issue?
Okay, sorry, it has just been resolved. It's an attendance issue. It has just been resolved. Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I do appreciate, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir. All right, please, class continues on what of those are doing PMP? Level 2, or perhaps level 3 rather. We are done with level 2 of HRMO, so we have sent out the materials. So let's do ourselves a favor and find out who read. We are starting level 3 by Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. Diki Kempela, I'm trying to get your question. You said, what of those of us doing, is it for test? We said for those doing PMP, your test will come after your PMP practical. I don't know if there is any other question, Dixmin. Yes, your test will come after the practical, sir. Diki Kempela, your test will come after the practical. Group 10, please note that you've not presented. Okay. All right. Please, I have to run now. My time is ticking. Thank you so much. Enjoy a wonderful time, and God bless you real good.